Welcome to Worship Tutorials. Today we are joined by our friends Jordan and Chavi from Life.Church. You guys are based, Life.Church is everywhere, but you guys are from Oklahoma. Life.Church has a new album out. These guys played guitar on, it's a live recording, right?
Yes.
So you guys played the parts live. In this video, they're gonna teach us how to play the parts from the song, I Know the Way.
This song is in C sharp, but I'm tuned down a half step, so it's gonna look like I'm playing in D. The first lick is 14th fret of the E string. We're gonna pull off to the 12th fret. And then we're gonna pick up on the 15th fret of the B string. So. And then we're going to jump down to the 11th fret of the G string. And we're going to kind of keep this open D ringing on this part here. And we're going to walk down. We're going to walk down from that 11th fret to the 9th fret to the 7th fret, like this. But while we do that, in between those, we want to keep that D string open. So it should sound like this. So again, that whole intro part is. And we'll be out after that for most of the first verse, or for the beginning of the first verse. The tone for this, we're gonna do reverb, kind of a longer, more dreary sounding reverb. And again, some tape delay. I'll tap in my tempo here. We're about 72.5, roughly. And I do have the bloom on. It's just a little bit of a clean boost here. So you want to be on the neck pickup or that fourth position, somewhere around this side of the guitar, not the bridge. And it should sound like this. On that first verse, we're just gonna drone on this open D, and we'll still pick up with that that little walk down. I'll show you what I mean. So verse 1 should kind of be like this. So again, that walk down is 11th fret of the G string, 9th fret, and 7th fret. And you can play this a little lighter too. You don't want to dig in too hard on this. You want to try to be a little more dynamic where when you're droning on the D, it's subtle, and then as you play that walk down, you can dig in a little bit more. So I'll show you what I mean again with the reverbs and delays. You just want that part to pop out more than just the droning part. And that's verse 1 right there. So I'll play through the whole verse 1. And then we're gonna break for like the pre-chorus turnaround vocal part. And then we will come in on chorus 1. I'll flip down to the bridge. We're gonna play 12th fret of the B string down to the 10th fret, so. And then 11th fret of the G string down to the 9th fret. You're gonna hit the 11th fret twice before you go to the 9th fret. Or I'm sorry, you're gonna hit the 11th fret 3 times before we go to the 9th fret. So, and then you'll end on the 12th fret of the D string. So that riff fully. And you just repeat that again. Repeat it again. And now it's gonna change up a little bit here on the fourth part. We're gonna start the same. and then you're going to push the 11th fret and the 9th fret. You're going to repeat them. Still end on that 12th fret. So the last phrase, you can hit that D string twice. That's following the vocal, so listen to that vocal too. Chorus in its entirety. And right after that chorus, we're going to go back up to that intro hook. And then we'll be in verse 2. So the tone for that, again, reverb delay, but we're going to kick on the 385, which is a little bit higher gain drive. So the chorus should sound like this. You see, I flipped up to like the neck position again just to catch that little turnaround hook.
Hey guys, my name's Jordan from Life.Church Worship, and I'm here to show you the rhythm guitar parts for the song called I Know the Way. So for this song, first things first here, I'm playing this in E. So you will see it will look like I'm playing in E, but I'm actually using the transpose function of the quad cortex here, and it's tuned down 3 semitones. So this song was recorded in C sharp. I'm playing in E. You're going to see E shapes, but it's down-tuned. So I'm so sorry if that's confusing, but that's how we'll be teaching you. So I'm gonna teach you in E, but just know when you listen or if you're playing along with that version of the song, it's gonna be in C sharp. So it might sound a little off, but bear with me. So this part, it's essentially just a straight ahead rhythm throughout the entire song, and it's gonna be using, if you think of it like power chord shapes, but just the first and fifths of each chord. So this part, we're waiting until the first chorus to come in. So the rhythm part starts on the first chorus, and I'll show you those chords now. So the first chord is going to be here, this open E, and the 2nd fret of the A string. Here's the transpose off. That's likely what you'll hear, but we're down 3 semitones here. So the chorus starts there with the open E and the 2nd fret of the A string. So just those 2 notes, the 1st and 5th. And then the 2nd chord, which is just sort of a quick passing chord, it's going to be like a 1/3. So up here on the G sharp, which is going to be the 4th fret of the E string, and then your 5th will be up here on the 7th fret of the A string. And then we'll slide down to what is a 2 minor, so it will be this F sharp, so the 2nd fret of the low E string, and the 4th fret of the A string. And then up to the 4, which will be the A, so that will be the 5th fret of the low E string and the 7th fret of the A string. And the next chord is going to be a 6 minor, so it'll be all the way up here. I'm playing it all kind of on the low E and the A string. You can also do what's comfortable for you. You could jump up to the A string here and the D string. I'm just staying on those low strings for the thickness of that rhythm sound, because I like the lower E. So up here on the 9th fret of the low E string, and then the 11th fret of the A string. And then sliding back down to that passing 1/3 chord. And then the 2 minor chord again. And then back up to the A. And it will end on the 1, which is that low E. So effects wise, just using a light overdrive and a light delay, a little bit of reverb, nothing too much. We're just filling in that low space in the mix here. So now I'll show you the part in context. So I'll count us off. So chorus, 2, 3, 4. that's the first chorus.
And then once we get into verse 2, again, we're just going to drone on the D. Instead of dropping out for that pre-chorus turnaround thing, we're going to palm mute on the D there. And we'll do a quick break right before we go into that chorus. So again, the same tone, droney, reverb, a lot of delay. The last part of the chorus, palm muting. And then we'll jump right back into that chorus. And so after that chorus, there's a driving turnaround. It's the same progression as the chorus, and you're going to play that exact same riff the whole time. You're even going to end it the same way and everything.
And that will carry us right into verse 2, which now there will be sort of a low picking part that's following those root chords, and I'll show you that now. So that will start here on the 1, which will be the low E, and now we're going to sort of alternate between the low E, the low A string, and the D string. So we're going to stay kind of in that shape, but move around with the root notes, with the chords. So I'll start from the top of the verse and play through, and I'll show you. So we're going to jump up to the 4th fret of the low E string for this G sharp. Move your ring finger down to the 4th fret of the A string for the 6 minor there. And then let off for the open A. Back to that low E. Now the 2 minor, which will be here on the 2nd fret of the low E string. And then back down to that 6. Again, let off for the open A. And then the little tag right before the second chorus will be here on that G sharp. Here, which will be the 2nd fret of the low A string. So for the last part of that verse that's going to lead into the 2nd chorus, we're going to be here on the low E string, the 4th fret, and we'll alternate between the low E and the D string. So it'll be there. So very light picking. So an A, and then the B chord here, which will be the 2nd fret of the A string and the 4th fret of the D string. So that part will just be this. And that leads us right into the 2nd chorus. So now I'll show you that verse part in context with effects. Again, light overdrive, light delay, a little bit of reverb, same as the intro and the first chorus. So from there, we'll be right into the 2nd chorus. So same structure, same chords as the first chorus, but just drive it a little more. Just dig in and drive with the band to give it a little more energy. So after that 2nd chorus, there will be an instrumental turnaround section, which is the same chords, same structure as that 2nd chorus. So just drive through those chorus chords again.
And that'll drop down into the bridge. Again, once we get to the bridge, we're going to kind of follow that vocal pattern. We're going to start on the 10th fret of the B string, and then we're going to go to the 11th fret of the G string. And then we're going to walk down to the 9th fret of the G string to the 12th fret of the D string. So it's going to sound like this. And we're going to go back to the G string, 12th fret to the 11th fret. So I'll play the whole thing. So we'll kind of repeat that second half of that phrase, which is 11th fret of G string to the 9th fret of the G string, to the 12th fret of the D string, back up to the 12th fret on the G to the 11th. The 11th fret there. I'll play it again in its entirety. 12th fret G string, 11th fret. And the tone for that, again, reverb delay, and we'll just keep our light, our clean boost on there, and we'll just follow that vocal pattern. As the bridge progresses, we're gonna start playing eighth notes, the same riff, but just gonna kind of pick it up double time. And we will turn on our 385 for that as well. That should sound like this. Now I'm going to turn off all the effects because coming out of that, we're going to go to kind of like a post bridge almost, getting us back into the chorus. And we're going to pick up on that. It's a really quick catch, but we're going to follow the vocal line again. So it's going to go like this. We're going to pick up on, it's the same, it's the phrase of I know, I know. Let me play it again. Right here. So that's getting us out of the bridge. It's kind of just back and forth on the 11th fret of the G string to the 9th fret of the G string. And that vocal's hitting that too. I know, I know, I know. And then we're going to slide up to the 15th fret of the E string down to the 14th fret of the E string. And again, we're going to pick up on that I know, I know. So from the 15th fret to the 14th fret of the E string, and then the 14th fret of the E string to the 17th fret on the B. So that's going to sound like this. I know, I know. I'll even hit that 15th fret of the B string. Again, we're just following the vocal pattern. When you hear that vocal, it's going to make a lot of sense. And we'll be out just like that. So again, for the tone on this, it should still be that extremely wet and higher gain. So I'm going to play the first part of the bridge going into that last part of the bridge just so you can hear how they connect. Slide up. We're going to be out. And then we're just going to come in strong on the chorus. And again, I'll switch back down to the bridge. going to play that same riff the whole way out. It's going to be a chorus, and it's going to be a little post-chorus instrumental thing. And the only big change at the end is it's 2 big hits to end the song. So I'll play like the instrumental out with the 2 hits. And on that ending there, if you catch that A string and the D string, I think that's okay. It just fills it up a little bit. You're just stacking that 5th again.
And that will lead us into the bridge, which will come down on that low 1, which will be here. And the chords it's very similar to the chorus, but we're dropping down dynamically and then growing and building up again as that bridge builds and grows back into the last chorus section. So I'll show you that real quick. So if you notice the difference there, the first half of that section, it's starting on the 1, and then the second half, it starts on the 6 up there. So after that section, it's going to build, and it's going to start on that 6 chord again, and it's going to grow with the same chords all the way into that next chorus. So I'll show you that now. So that's the building section coming out of the bridge. Feel free to do what feels natural to you as far as strumming. Just grow dynamically with the band and build all the way into that last chorus, which will drop back down to the 1, and it's going to be the same chorus part that we've already covered in the first and second choruses. So I'll show you that leading into that chorus. So that would be the beginning of that last chorus, and it's just full on big overdrive if you want to kick that on and just drive that out all the way through. There will be a couple more choruses and then an outro section. So the outro section will be the same as the chorus, with the only added note of there being 2 hits at the very end on that 1 chord. So I'll show you that. And those are the rhythm parts for I Know the Way.